Simmers on Twitter have been waiting with bated breath for some hot Sims news to drop. An announcement of a new pack or maybe a kit. But the Sims team have been quiet. Until yesterday when the Sims devs teased the possibility of a new type of occult and a world that we might be getting. And I think we might be getting an announcement pretty soon. Before I dive in, let me introduce myself to all the new folk that are watching. I'm Stashers and I'm a dashingly bright Sims detective. I go on the hunt for Sims clues, dish out all the hot Sims 4 goss, and if you want to keep up to date with all the Sims drama as it drops, then make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Yesterday, Sim Guru George tweeted something that would seem like your average post you see from a Sim Guru. A tweet to increase engagement perhaps. He tweeted, "It's Friday, you can only play in one world until Monday morning. What world do you choose and what lot do you start on?" But Sim Guru Frost teased what looks like a hint for an upcoming update, pack or kit. He says, "I choose redacted, eye emoji." And then Sim Guru George replied, "You know that redacted only works if you are playing with redacted Sims and the new redacted." Oh my gosh guys, if you are following Sim Guru George, then you know that he loves to tease us with little cryptic clues and drop little hints here and there. But looking deeper into this, I'm thinking we're probably getting a new occult. Redacted comes before the word sim in this sentence. And what adjective would go before the word Sims other than a specific occult? Also, it seems like this new world is specifically designed to inhabit a certain type of sim. Now, if this wasn't an occult and say it was a particular age group, why would something they possess only work in a particular world? Unless of course it's some type of story-based pack like Strangerville, or a world so niche like Star Wars Journey to Batuu, and we all know how well that was received. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on this. I'm leaning more towards it being a new occult, but you may have other ideas. If it was a new occult, what type of occult would you be hoping for, and would you guys be interested in a new occult? I haven't played the previous Sim games in the franchise, and I was looking at the history of occults in Sims 3 and was wondering what we haven't had yet in The Sims 4. Fairies was in The Sims 3, but we don't have them yet in The Sims 4, and I know a bunch of Simmers, including some of my Simming friends, have been speculating that this redacted tweet is referring to fairies. So let's speculate what this tweet would read if it was about fairies. You know that fairy dust only works if you're playing with fairy Sims and the new fairy world? That kind of makes sense, but it also sounds off at the same time. A Sims 4 survey back in 2017 did suggest fairies as a possibility, but I don't recall it being revisited in any of the recent surveys. Here's a picture of the survey and the suggested pack idea from 2017. As you can see, they suggested a new hidden fairy world where fairies can flutter about through a new magical fairy world, which can only be seen if you're a fairy or have been granted special permission by a fairy kind. And fairies can cause mischief by gathering up enough magic pixie dust, and we can train our fairy to learn new tricks. Next, we have werewolves, which we did have in The Sims 3 Supernatural, I believe, but we're yet to get them in The Sims 4. Now, I'm wondering if it would make sense for werewolves just to live in a particular world only. Going back to the redacted tweet from Sim Guru George, they needed to possess something that would only work in a particular world. And as werewolves are part human and part wolf, it would be a little strange for them just to specifically live in one world. Now, vampires in The Sims 4 do have their own world, and I kind of get that because it's part of their lore, but they can also go and inhabit other human worlds too. I don't know about the origins of werewolves, and I don't know about the lore of werewolves either. I didn't know if they all grouped together in packs and lived in a certain climate or a certain area, but if you do know, let me know in the comments below. The next thing, which I think is the least likely, are mummies. Now, this was part of Sims 3 Wild Adventures, I believe. Mummies do have some sort of power in The Sims 3, and yes, you can only find them in a specific world, so that would fit in with Sim Guru use redacted tweet, but could you control them in The Sims 3? And were they considered Sims? I'm not sure there's much you could do with mummies if they were an occult in The Sims 4 either, so I don't think they'd be that much fun, but I would love to explore an Egyptian world in The Sims 4. Do let me know your thoughts. I know there are some Simmers that would prefer more realistic gameplay. We have been getting a few fantasy and supernatural themes being explored, and we've only just recently been given the Sims 4 Paranormal Stuff Pack, but I love fantasy and mythical creatures, and I would be so down for a new occult. I'm hoping for fairies. Let's move this conversation to the comments. Keep shining everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye!